How you doing, everybody? I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
And this is Smack Talk.
Day 9? Are we day 9 or day 8? This is day 8?
I've lost track.
I think this is day 9.
It's day 9.
Day 9. Man, it's crazy. Because day 1 was just one game. And day 9 of the World Cup. Man, I love this. I love the fact that every day I get to see quality soccer matches. 3 of them a day.
For about the next month.
Yeah. Oh, man, the 26th is when the group stage will end. So we'll start cutting down to 4 matches a day after 28th. But still, it's going to be awesome. Semifinals, knockout stages.
Yeah,
it's
once it
getting
gets
enticing.
back, I mean, it's already interesting now just because of the goal diff and all the points here and there and what can happen. And this team can squeak by this team with an upset and so on and so on. And then the cream will rise to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Knockout stage come, then you're really going to get excited.
Yeah. All right, so let's start off with the. I want to talk before we talk about the game. I just want to say when the English media this morning, after the Suarez goal, they went haywire with the biting jokes. Headlines were "kicked in the teeth," "it had to be Chew." It just the things that they said about Suarez. They're
Real classy.
knocking they're
Real
they're
classy.
knocking the player of the year in their domestic league. It's just bad. And you talk about Liverpool's gonna be upset. He already had problems with the media before last year, before he signed his contract extension. Talk about want to leave England now. Real Madrid, Barcelona, they're gonna be begging and could you tell them, hey, our media will
Hey,
love
bro.
you down here.
That's fine. As long as I ain't got to see him 2 times a year, I don't really care.
Yeah. So the game this morning, the Costa Rica versus Italy game. You talk about, I don't know if there's something between England and Italy, but Italy pretty much laid down this game. The announcers talked about it. You could see it. The little bits that I got to watch, I listened to it while I was working. I watched probably about a good 30-minute chunk, the end of the first half, the beginning of the second half. It looked like they were playing for a draw, a 0-0 draw. And then Brian Ruiz, Costa Rica player who used to play in the EPL with Fulham, they've been relegated, scored a 44th minute header off of a set piece. And then it's like Italy went into halftime and said, you know what, screw England. We're just going to lay down and let them win. Screw it. Screw coming back. Screw keeping England alive. We're just going to let Costa Rica win.
I don't think that's what it was. The only thing out of the few minutes that I saw of the game, not listening to it most of the first half, was, hey, we got to work. You know what I'm saying? We got to make money. But anyway, the few minutes that I did see, I saw offsides. A lot of offsides from Italy. I saw 3 just in the time that I watched the game.
Yeah.
It looked like the back 4 for Costa Rica was playing up.
The offside trap.
Doing a little offside trap.
Yep.
And it also looked
Mario
like...
Balotelli, I don't think, played the game onside.
Well, yeah. There you go.
They had 11 offsides.
Sitting in the box.
That's the most of the World Cup so far.
Without a doubt.
11 offsides. Costa Rica's only offside 3 times. Fouls, however, big disparagement.
24 to 10.
Yeah.
And I looked back because I was just curious to see what Costa Rica did in the first game against Uruguay. They had 20 fouls. Now, we're seeing a lot of teens, fouls numbers in the teens, like 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. You don't see many in the 20s. The first game,
2 straight games.
The first game in Croatia and Brazil, we all know why that was in the 20s. But Costa Rica 24 in this game, 20 in the last game against Uruguay. It just says they're playing aggressive. They're playing, they're tackling every 2 seconds. Whoever's got the ball, they're swarming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is my sleeper. I'm not going to get too excited right now.
I'd be excited. They look like the best team of the group. They've beaten 2 straight former World Cup champions.
Yeah.
They beat them. They didn't draw these guys. 2 wins from 2 games against Uruguay and Italy. Costa Rica ranked 28th in the world. Italy, 9. And Uruguay, 7.
Costa Rica's playing great defense. They've given up 1 goal.
They've given up 1 goal, a penalty to Edison Cavani.
1 goal. They clean sheeted Italy, and they haven't given up. A played goal.
No.
Yeah, a penalty, like you said. And I think it was a bad penalty at that.
They were both even on shots, 10 shots apiece. Both of them had 6 on target. That's a 60% accuracy rate. The key thing that counts is one got in for Costa Rica. Tells you that on shots wise, the game could have went either way.
Yeah.
But I think what I watched, it looked like I swear Italy they weren't playing their best. They both 5-4 corners in favor of Costa Rica. Possession, of course, was with Italy because once Costa Rica got the lead, they just dropped back. They didn't park the bus, but they kept more guys behind the ball. They didn't do so much counterattacking. They'd counterattack, they'd push the ball forward, and then they'd drop back into possession. It's like, ha ha ha, faked you out. We're gonna keep the ball for a little bit, you know.
Both teams had 1 yellow card. 42-58 in possession. I don't know if you said that already. Corner kicks 5-4, basically even. Although the one corner was
one corner counted, yeah.
Ruiz, yeah. England is now eliminated, unfortunately. Roy Hodgson says he will not resign.
That's okay, because they'll just sack him. It's just what's going to happen.
There's no doubt in my mind that he's gone.
Especially if they lose to Costa Rica. If they go 0-3, it doesn't stand a chance.
I think they will lose to Costa Rica because they don't give a crap now.
Yeah, well, depends on what team starts. If he starts the same lineup,
Wow.
But if he goes out and changes things, here's the bad thing about changing your lineup, right? Okay, so everyone's gonna want to see, like me and my boss Chris, who's an English fan from England. You want to see the Wilshires, the Barkleys, these guys start. You want to see Ricky Lambert get a start. You want to Oxlade-Chamberlain, if he's fit, should get a start in the World Cup, things like that. Take Glenn Johnson out, put Kyle Walker in, let Luke Shaw start instead of Leighton Baines. Mix things up. The problem is if they do that and they just murder Costa Rica, because then it says, hey, if you'd have started this lineup, you could have murdered these other people. Because these young players, one player I'm going to tell, and I'm not just being an Arsenal fan, but you know this from watching them. Jack Wilshere has the ability to do the link-up play and find the 3-yard flick on these little, him and Lallana could just dick
the whole way up
whole way up the field.
It's a give and go, basically. One thing I want to say about the Costa Rica thing is when I saw the group, I didn't look at the group when I made my sleeper pick.
Yeah.
And once I saw the group, I was like, oh, that's great. I was like, yeah, nope, no chance. And look at them now.
I'd love to have seen the pundit.
The only thing that... Go ahead.
The national pundit, one of these big-time broadcasters that had Costa Rica first place through 2 games.
Yeah, none.
Because if there is one, he's lying.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. What's cool for me as a U.S. fan is that we play Costa Rica awesome.
Yeah.
And a team that's beaten on Uruguay, a team that's beaten on Italy, we've beaten.
Here's what I'm going to say. This just gives me hope for Mexico and for the United States.
Sure.
Because if Mexico's able to draw Brazil and Costa Rica's able to beat Uruguay and beat Italy,
we
beat both those teams.
Yeah, we beat both those teams and we just beat Ghana.
Yeah, so
the CONCACAF is strong.
Right now, okay, we'll talk about the Honduras game. They did lose. We're going to talk about that right now. But right now, the CONCACAF record in the World Cup is 4 wins, 2 losses, both of them are Honduras, and 1 draw.
I think it's safe to say Panama would have been better in there than Honduras. Not that was an option. It was either Panama or Mexico, but I would have rather seen Panama.
Honduras played well in CONCACAF qualifying. They just don't have the talent, to do damage. They're like Iran. They're just sitting on they're up shit creek without a paddle, right?
It seems like they beat the teams in CONCACAF they were supposed to beat.
Yeah, the Jamaicas, the Panamas.
Exactly.
Right,
They beat them twice.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. And then they got lucky in the very first qualifier against the U.S. when they won.
That was crucial 3 points as far as their qualifying campaign goes.
Yeah, but I don't even think they would have made it. I don't know the group standings anymore, and I don't really care. But all right, let's talk about the Honduras game. They lost 2-1. Enter Valencia had 2 goals. The only goal from Honduras was the luckiest thing I've ever seen. Did you see it?
No.
Okay. Well, it was a ball played by one of their defenders, basically from their own goal box. And the Ecuadorian player, I guess, jumped up to head it, and it bounced off the back of his head while the Honduran player was streaking past him.
So Suarez. He
Basically.
pulled a Suarez.
Yeah, and so it was 1-on-1 with the goalie.
He Suarez'd it. We're just going to refer to
If
that
you're a striker,
as a Suarez.
you have to beat the goalie 1-on-1, especially the Ecuadorian goalie. If it was
Depends
France,
depends on the class of the goalie.
Sure, yeah. If it was
Suarez
France
versus Hart, that's a different echelon. Versus
France, England, Uruguay, even
Yeah.
with Muslera, Germany with Neuer. I mean, okay, but Ecuadorian goalie, Honduras striker. I mean,
Yeah. It depends on the class. If it's the Honduras striker versus the Italy goalie, either way,
Yeah, Buffon
or Sugiru, doesn't matter. That should be in favor of the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
But world class versus world class, the striker has to finish.
So what does this show you? That Honduras got lucky with 1 goal. They should have lost 2-0.
They had 16 shots and 9 were on target, so they did have a fair amount of the ball. They did play better in this game than they did against France. Granted, look at the opposition.
Yeah.
Ecuador is not as strong.
We have to know that out of those 9 shots on goal, I think 7 were straight at the goalie, and they were weak shots. I think 2 of them were like tricklers that went. You know what I'm saying?
There were 6 saves.
Okay, well there you
6
go.
saves. So 6 of them were pretty much right at the goalie.
Yeah.
Unless 5 were at the goalie, and then 1 was an actual save.
Yeah. Fouls in the game were 15-17, 15 for Honduras, 17 for Ecuador. Corners 12-4.
Hold on. Before we go to fouls, I don't know if you got to see this.
No.
Okay, Honduras got a red card. Wilson Palacios in the last game. They played dirty in the last game.
Yeah.
Okay. Versus France. The 4 seconds into the game, a bad foul on Eder Valencia. 4 seconds. I mean, blow the whistle. Eder Valencia gets the ball. Bad foul. The ref walked up and looked at. I mean, no, he didn't give him a yellow card for it. He told the player. He walked over to every single player and he was saying something. He walked to the coach, whose name is Luis Suarez, by the way, for Honduras. He walked to the coach and he said something. And from that moment, Honduras kind of toned it down. But I still felt like they played dirty in this game because I watched it. Watched the first half of it. The rest of it I just listened to because at that point I thought Honduras was going to snake out a victory. And I was just like, oh my God, there's no way, you know. But I think Honduras came into this World Cup saying we don't have a chance. We're just going to hurt people.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they embarrassed themselves.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they've embarrassed themselves hugely.
Honduras the worst CONCACAF team in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've proven it.
I think they're not the
Blemishing our record.
I think there's better CONCACAF teams that aren't in the World Cup.
I don't know about that. I think the 3 that are doing well are the 3 best CONCACAF
without
teams,
a doubt.
And then there's a pretty steep drop off after that.
Yeah, whatever you like to say.
I mean, Panama is a decent team.
Yeah.
Honduras is a decent team for our region.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you put Honduras or Panama in Asian Federation or African Federation to qualify, they'd pretty much finish the same kind of route, barely getting into the World Cup or it not making the World Cup in Panama's case. So,
all right. Well, Eder Valencia's first goal was a little bit lucky. It bounced off a Honduran defender, went past the goalie in front of his face, and basically had a easy tap in for goal. The second goal was awesome though, off a corner header.
Yeah.
Into the
second header of the tournament too. First goal in the first game was a header.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, Eder Valencia. I don't know what club team he plays on.
Well, we'll pull that up.
Yeah, let's pull it up because I'd like to see him somewhere in a better league eventually. Right now, in the group, we'll talk about France in a minute. They have 6 points. They won. They have a +6 goal diff. Ecuador 5 points, 0 in goal diff. Switzerland 3 points. Lost to France today. Who's he played for?
CF Pachuca.
Pachuca in Mexico?
Plays for Mexican in a Mexican league.
Oh, he needs to come to Europe. Honduras obviously 0 points and a -4 goal diff.
He plays in Mexico.
Well, is Pachuca a good club?
I don't know.
All right. Either way. All right, let's go to the France game because this is obviously way too boring to talk about. France 5, Switzerland 2.
5-2. It was 3-0 at halftime.
That's ridiculous. France had 22 shots.
16 on goal. On target.
Swiss had 17 shots, but only 8 managed to be on target.
And a lot of that was cleanup at the end of the game.
Yeah, a lot of it was cleanup at the end of the game. 16 and 12 in fouls. Corners in favor of Switzerland, 5-3. Offsides 2-1 in favor of France, 2. Possession. I said France would have 60% possession. However,
they did have 60%.
Until about the 75th minute.
No, until about the 40th. When they took a 3-0 lead, they're like, all right, we're going to smoke some cigars and drink some wine.
Dude, I'm telling you, like...
Mess with hairy women at halftime. they just gave it up.
I'm going to eat some mayonnaise on some fries real quick. 1-0. France had a yellow card. Swiss didn't have anything. Let's go through the goals real quick. 17th minute. Oliver Giroud. Header.
1 goal,
awesome.
1 assist.
18th minute. Matuidi.
Near post. Hey, dare to Zlatan. You don't think that he's getting better playing with Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Yeah.
He's scored a bunch of goals since coming to PSG, since playing. I think Zlatan's rubbing off on Matuidi. I think Matuidi is a player.
Matuidi's good, man.
That is going to be really good.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
In the coming years.
The near post goal. Again, the goalie's standing there, leans to one side, and he tucks it right beside him. Valbuena, who's played awesome in the World Cup. In the 40th minute. It was a cross and kind of a tap in. Top shelf.
A Drew.
Yeah, there you go. 67th minute, Karim Benzema with an awesome goal.
Oh, yes, this man.
Over the top flick, on a volley, one bounce.
Second best player in the tournament.
Okay. Over the top flick, one bounce, and he put the ball into the ground through the 5-hole. The goalies. If you don't know what the 5-hole is, it's between his legs. He got nutmegged for a goal.
It's the place that goalie in soccer shouldn't give up a goal.
No, without a doubt, no. 73rd minute,
Mohamed Sissoko
didn't see that goal.
No,
I don't know what happened.
It was a header. Big man in the box. Mohamed Sissoko used to play for Liverpool, plays for PSG now.
Mm-hmm.
Big dude. He just out-jumped Switzerland team. And then Switzerland decided to play. I think we woke up in the 80th minute with 10 minutes to play.
I don't think they woke up. I think France fell asleep. They got tired.
Zamali scored a goal in the 81st minute, and then an excellent goal in the 87th minute by Shaqiri Zaka, from a Gökhan Inler assist. It was a sweet volley that capped off the scoring. But it was a little too late. They were down when it went down. You know, when you go down 3-0, it's heartbreaking. When you go down 4-0, you kind of quit. When you go down 5-0,
you just don't give a crap.
But then to put 2 goals in, that's just a matter of pride. That's pretty much France saying, "Okay, we won the game." Hey, you guys. Hey, I know there's 17 minutes of play, but you guys should just walk around on the field because they're not scoring 5 goals in 17 minutes.
Well, it should have been 6-2. But your second best player in the tournament, Karim Benzema,
it was safe.
Became the
safe.
First France player to ever miss a penalty kick in the World Cup.
And Mathieu Valbuena, on the rebound, hit it off the woodwork on an open goal.
I didn't even see that.
It was saved. It's not a miss. It's not like he Vermaelened it and hit the post.
No, he didn't pull a punch in and shank it off to the right.
It was a save, so it counts as a miss because it's a penalty. The ball deflects off the goalie, falls right to Valbuena. So Valbuena's basically got the goalie and about 6 yards of goal in front of him. You could drive a car through the area he had to shoot, and he hit it off the woodwork.
It happened.
There were 5 goals from 5 different players.
That's awesome.
The Benzema 5-hole goal was awesome. I want to ask you this. France, best European team at this World Cup?
No.
Ooh, I disagree.
I have 2 that are better.
Who?
Netherlands and Germany.
Best goal difference is France, just so you know.
I don't really care about goal diff. When you play Honduras.
More goals scored.
When you play Honduras.
More goals scored than anybody else.
When you're playing Switzerland and Honduras.
More goals scored. Actually, they're tied with Netherlands for goals scored, but they've given up less. So
they have a better goalie.
Yes, they do. They have the best goalie in the World Cup.
Yeah, no. So. Nope. Swiss affected by the weather. This is something that Shawn brought up earlier before the first match even happened in this World Cup.
They've never played a game above 74 degrees. The players on that roster, not Switzerland, the team, but the players on the roster never played a game above 74 degrees. Here they come to Brazil.
90.
We're talking hot games, humid games. They barely squeak out a victory against Ecuador. They get smoked by France. I'm telling you, that weather is affecting those players. They're not used to it. They should have flown to Brazil in January to get used to the temperature.
I'm not too sure, man. Tomorrow we got some good games though. Good as in
one good game.
We're gonna see some butt whoopings. Argentina's playing Iran in the early game. I don't know, man. This Iran team looks pretty strong right now.
Yeah. I don't know if Argentina has the attacking strength.
Nope.
No,
they just don't have the striker power.
They don't have a striker. The Argentina, they just lack the touch in the final third. They have this clown named Lionel Messi. He just can't put the ball in the net. You can't give it. You could make the goal twice its size. He still wouldn't put the ball in the net ever. Yeah, right. I think Messi's probably gonna. I think Kun Aguero is gonna take a go over this game. This is a perfect game.
This game is gonna be bad. I'm sorry if you didn't catch our sarcasm there. I have 5-0.
I have 4-1. I think.
You think Iran's gonna score a goal? They couldn't get one past Nigeria.
I think they're gonna get a Switzerland. 87th minute after Argentina's.
After it's 4-0. Nah, I don't even think they get that.
It could be 9-0.
You don't know that. You don't know.
They have an insane attacking force. Lavezzi, Di Maria, Messi, Kun Aguero.
Every person that you look from the midfield up, yeah, it just gets worse. So I got a 5-0. I think Iran's gonna be awful.
Yeah, Iran's goal difference is about to go negative.
Oh yeah, they're at 0. I forgot. Wait a second.
I will tell you this though, it's not gonna happen. But if it were to, if Iran were to beat Argentina, this would be the greatest upset in the history of the World Cup.
Probably.
Because it would immediately put Iran in first place.
As far as I've ever seen World Cups, which would be like the early 90s, but the history of the World Cup goes back to the 30s, so yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, Iran, where do they qualify out of?
Out of Asia.
Out of Asia?
Yeah.
What are the teams that qualified out of Asia?
South Korea, Japan. Jordan played in the playoff to Uruguay and lost in the Intercontinental Playoff. And Iran.
Those are the teams that qualified out of Asia.
Iran, South Korea in one group, Japan, Australia, Jordan. And Uzbekistan and Jordan. Okay, so the Asia has the double playoff. Uzbekistan and Jordan played. Jordan beat Uzbekistan.
So
Jordan
nobody from the Asian Federation have won a game. That's what you're telling me. Yeah.
Yes.
Second game of the day. That's
I had
sad.
to think about that.
That's sad.
I had to go through the games and the results.
Yeah. The second game of the day, which is the best game of the day, is Germany versus Ghana. Germany just tore apart Portugal in the first game.
Yep.
And the U.S. beat Ghana 2-1.
I can't believe your scoreline. I'm sorry, I do not.
I love this.
I cannot see Ghana putting 3 goals past Manuel Neuer.
Yep. I think it's full-on attack for Ghana.
Well, yeah, we know it's going to be full-on attack.
It's full-on attack,
but
heavy counters for Germany.
Oh, the counters for Germany are going to be awesome.
It's going to be bad.
I like your Germany score. I've got a 3-1 for Germany. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Ghana scored first, and then Germany's like, okay, well, all right, we're going to play now.
I think it's 6-3 Germany.
Okay.
I think it's the highest scoring game of the World Cup so far.
I don't disagree with either. Well, it could be in your scoreline, but Iran-Nigeria could be the highest scoring period on Argentina's side.
Oh, yeah. We'll see.
They could put football, it could be 14-0. I mean,
so far the highest scoring game is the game we just talked about, the France and the Switzerland game. It's 7, but I think this is going 8 or 9 goals.
Yeah. I don't disagree with either scoreline because I could see them both happen. I don't know about 3 goals from Ghana. I just don't know about that.
I think they got the striking power to do it.
I can see 2.
They have good strikers.
Another storyline in this game is Kevin Prince Boateng playing against his half-brother, Jerome Boateng. One is Ghanese. The other one is half Ghanese, half German. One chose to play for Ghana. The other one plays to play for Germany. The one that plays for Ghana is a star. The one that plays for Germany is kind of just a floater for their team.
He's not bad.
No, I'm just saying. He's if he'd have chose to play for Ghana, Ghana would have a better defense.
Cool thing for me is that the U.S. played Ghana before, so they already know about that, and that's why we won.
By the way,
what?
I successfully predicted 6 games in a row in the World Cup. No, just so
fantastic. Rub it in, why don't you? That's the reason why we beat Ghana, I think, because we already knew what to expect.
Yep.
And now I think after the Portugal game on Sunday, we're going to play Germany in the last game, I think the players are going to know what to expect because of Klinsmann.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Oh, just so you guys don't know,
don't
Klinsmann was the coach of Germany. Germany had a miserable Euros 2004. I had just moved to Vegas around this time. I was like the only person in Vegas watching soccer at the time. But they had a miserable Euros. They hired Klinsmann. Klinsmann basically changed the roster. And these are players now that you're talking about playing that were young, and the German media was like, I don't know what he's doing. Mertesacker, Philipp Lahm, Podolski, Ozil. We're talking about.
Yeah.
He took out anchors. He took out Landon Donovan. He did worse for Germany.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But look,
don't be surprised if in 2018 there's no Dempsey on the roster.
Dude, that's terrible.
I'm just saying.
That's terrible. But look, those players are still there.
Yeah.
And he obviously had to scout these players in order to put them on the squad and replace the guys that have been there a while.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
he knows what to expect, and he's going to tell U.S., obviously, what to expect. We're going to know what to expect. Yeah. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it might be a draw. We'll get to it when we get there.
The last game of the day, Nigeria versus Bosnia.
Somewhat
Bosnia
of a
still
sleeper.
reeling from that Argentina victory, or Argentina loss, which they lost heartbreakingly on a messy goal.
It was a good game.
Good game. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to call an upset here.
That's a hell of a limb.
I'm going to say Obi Mikel. And trying to think of their striker, Nigerian striker.
Nah, I don't know.
I should know his name off the top of my head, but I don't. I'm going to say Nigeria wins 2-1.
Nah, I'm going to go the other way and say 1-3. Bosnia. I'll call it Zeko goal, at least one.
Oh, I don't doubt Zeko scores, but I'm saying that they don't. I think Nigeria is going to put it to them.
We'll see what happens. That's the late game, 3 o'clock Vegas time. Germany's at noon. Argentina is at 9.
All right, so let's go back. I want to talk about something with these standings here. Okay, so Swiss and Ecuador in that group. Okay, so France got 6 points. Ecuador's got 3. Swiss has got 3. Honduras has 0. The difference is because France put a whoop into Switzerland, Ecuador is in second with 0 goal diff. Swiss has a -2 goal diff.
Wait now.
Now, hold on a sec. They have a -2 goal diff. All Ecuador has to do, which is a tough task.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Now, here's the thing. Ecuador kind of got screwed in the scheduling because the final round is them playing France, Switzerland playing Honduras.
I think Swiss goes through.
I
just as we called it.
I know. No,
to start.
What I'm saying is Ecuador's task. Hey, you got 3 points, right? You're playing France in the final round. It's like
it's a loss. It's just by how many.
Exactly. So, if I was Ecuador at the end of this game, I'd be handing packages to the coach and the players like, beat Switzerland. Just beat them. Just beat them. Because if Honduras beats Switzerland and they all finish with 3 points, Ecuador goes through on goal diff. Because Switzerland's goal diff would go down. Honduras is not going to make up 4 goals.
No.
And Ecuador, if they, they'd have to just limit the damage.
Honduras not going to score.
Yeah.
Switzerland's going to win.
I think that's going to be interesting. Another thing, too, is the Uruguay-Italy game. Italy pretty much put themselves in a bad position.
They're in a hole now.
Because now Uruguay, Italy's got 3 points. Uruguay's got 3 points. Or Italy has a 0 goal diff. Uruguay's only got a 1 goal diff. So here's the thing. A 1-0 Uruguay victory is enough to win. A draw keeps Italy through. So they tried to play for a draw against Costa Rica. Do you think they're going to stop Luis Suarez? I don't think so. I believe 2010 was his coming out party. I believe 2014 is when he tells the world, put me, like we said, in the argument with Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah.
I think because the man is he's a beast with fangs, literally. And I think Italy is.
Did you just knock England for talking crap like that?
No,
you're gonna do it.
No, I'm not talking crap. I'm saying like literally. You know how much I like this player.
Yeah, I know. I've
liked him before anyone knew who he was. When he was in 2010 and he put the handball up, I knew Uruguay was not going to win the next game against Germany because they lost their best player. I think Diego Forlan could show up in the Italy game. You think? Pirlo's good. You talk about old players that can control the midfield.
Yeah,
Forward.
but Pirlo's still running
The
strong. I think
the last thing
Orland's running out of
I
gas.
want to say is now that we have seen some of these groups shake out. Okay, so we talked about in previous show the Brazil, Mexico, Croatia, Netherlands, Chile matchups depending on how the groups shake out. Colombia's pretty much secured their first place. They could finish second. They're either going to play Uruguay or Italy, whoever finishes second in that group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's going to be a great matchup, especially if Uruguay goes through, because now you got South American teams eliminating South American teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's Italy that goes through, now you got to say we've got this, South American. No European team has ever won in South America. A World Cup played in South America, no European teams won. So same thing with like the Brazil Netherlands matchup. You're looking at a South American team versus European team, potentially South American team eliminating European team. But if it's Brazil Chile, you're looking at South American teams eliminating each other, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of hoping for the Brazil Chile, Colombia versus Uruguay. Mm-hmm. So that way, right then and there's only going to be one South American team that makes it to the semis after the round of 16. You're going to knock it out. Then we've got France, who's probably going to win the group, no doubt, because they play Ecuador next. They got a +6 goal diff. They could lose the game. They're not being in first. And Bosnia has the best chance to be second place. I know I've got Nigeria, a Nigeria upset. Nigeria still plays Argentina.
Yeah, well, when you're looking at the stats and who's better, I mean,
I'm saying even if Nigeria won this game, got 3 points, they play Argentina the final game. Bosnia plays Iran. So I'm saying Bosnia. So France, Bosnia, that's a European team playing a European team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I don't know who organized the groups, but it looks like there's a master plan in place to either narrow it down to where the semis are Brazil or South American teams and European teams, so that we get a European South American final. I'm calling a France-Brazil final. I'm calling France, Germany in the semis, Brazil, Uruguay. No, they couldn't play. I don't know who would be a South American team. It may be Brazil has to go all the way through.
But let's talk about your Golden Boot stats you got here. There's 2 problems I have on this. One, Enner Valencia has 3. Yes.
Yep.
But his next game will be his last.
Okay.
Ecuador in my opinion, are going to get eliminated. Okay.
Okay.
Croatia, Mandzukic has 2. They're probably not going to make it through.
I disagree. I don't know.
I hope Croatia makes it through.
Croatia, Mexico.
That would be the greatest thing I've ever seen. Brazil go out in the group.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay, so Benzema of France, Mueller of Germany, Robin and Van Persie of Netherlands, and Eder Valencia all have 3. Out of this, Mueller's only played 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
So he still gets to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he scores a goal, he's instantly in first place.
Sure.
Which is, he's always there around the ball. He does this for Bayern Munich too. Out of those players that have 3 official score lines, I know we've called assists because we watch the games. Officially, Benzema is the only one of those that has any assists. He has 2. Nobody else has 0. Even though Robin played in Van Persie, they don't count him as assists, official scoring. We do, because me and Tony, we do it like hockey, where if the guy gave the guy the pass and he scored, doesn't matter if he dribbled 8 times to score it. The only reason he was open is because the pass got there.
Yeah, exactly.
But officially, Benzema is the only one of those 3 that has an assist. Not only that, he has 2. So, most important player, yes. Now, out of the players that have 2 goals, specifically Neymar and Suarez, okay, Neymar has played 2 games. Suarez has only played 1. But also, J. Rodriguez of Colombia has scored in both his games that he's played in.
Mm-hmm.
So if he continues, even if he's only getting 1 goal, they look like they're going through he could finish 4 or 5, right? Gervinho of Ivory Coast has 2. That's a surprise name. And Mario Mandzukic is just like Suarez. He's played 1 game, he's got 2 goals. Mm-hmm. They play Mexico, so we'll see how that goes out. I don't have anyone that has 1 in there because you've got too many people jumping a lead
exactly.
already.
And Mueller's only got 1 game under his belt. Do you see a trend right here? You got 3 players in this Golden Boot race, all from Bayern Munich.
Who do you... Mueller, Robin, Mandzukic.
That's right.
Right? Okay. I see what you're saying.
I mean, besides that, Neymar, Real Madrid. Everybody else kind of just.
We have one representative from the Premier League. 2, Jay Rodriguez.
Oh,
and Luis
Neymar at
Suarez.
Barcelona. I'm sorry, Benzema Real Madrid.
Yeah, but we have 2 from La Liga, 2 from EPL,
Mm-hmm.
1 from Italy. That's Serie A, Roma, with Gervino.
We have 3 from EPL
No, Jay Rodriguez and Suarez.
and RVP.
Oh, RVP. I'm sorry, you're right. 3.
Yeah.
So 3. So Germany's got 3 on one team.
Yeah. Okay.
The Bundesliga's got 3 on one team,
Yeah.
and EPL's got 3 from 3 different teams. In fact, 3 of the better teams.
Mexico's in there. Enter Valencia.
Eder Valencia, Pachuca, man. I'm playing you on. Next time we play FIFA, I'm playing with Pachuca. I just want to see how good his. I want to see his stats.
He might be good.
He's like at 85.
We
He's
could have had
unknown.
4 from the EPL, but Gervinho is.
Hey, I just want to say something. When we play career mode, we're buying Eder Valencia. Because I guarantee you Pachuca sells them. Guarantee you.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
We could have had 4, but Gervinho is not an Arsenal anymore.
Nope.
He's scoring goals elsewhere.
He's scoring goals elsewhere.
But he can't score in
That's
Arsenal.
the thing. When he played for Arsenal, remember when he started? Him and RVP, they were like, dude, we got the super squad. Gervinho looked awesome. And then his dribbling and his shooting took... He turned into an Andre Arshavin. He started out great, like Arshavin did.
Yeah.
And then he
goes to Roma, starts tearing stuff up.
Yeah, they love him at Roma.
Then they're tearing stuff up at Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
But he couldn't put it in a tapper at Arsenal.
Oh. You guys should... Who were they playing?
I don't know.
It was an important game.
It was bad.
Bradford City in the FA
Oh, yeah,
Cup.
that's right.
In the FA Cup. It went into
I think he
extra
missed
time.
the penalty, too.
No. He didn't miss the penalty. He didn't take one. But he could have won the game before it even went to penalties.
Yeah.
It's literally just the goal. No goalie. It's like kids tapping it in. And he somehow did not put it in the net.
It was bad.
And he was at the center of goal. It wasn't like he was on the side. He was like...
No, I know.
in
It
the
was
middle.
bad. I watched it.
Yeah.
I think I was calling you while you were at
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah, you also told me about the Vermaelen hitting the post while it was happening.
oh, it's so bad. It was so
the
bad.
worst feeling ever to lose to Bradford City.
Yeah, I'm screaming because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
But, you know,
I didn't.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
Thanks for watching day 9.
9. Stay tuned for day 10 tomorrow.
We're in double digits. Take care.
Germany versus Ghana.